Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. So I just got done making a video, and the whole thing got fucked up, and that's what it is. And I was like, I'm on to something. It's a good video. I was eating my food while making this video, and I spilled my food all over my lap and on the floor. So what I did is I got up and naturally got it off of me onto the floor. And then I called the cleanup crew. My dogs, they came in and fucking ate that shit. And they did a really good job, but I feel like I'm gonna have to clean after this video just a little bit more. Um let's get right to it. This is where I left off. I did go on a whole like spiel or what's the word for that? It doesn't matter. Juice World, Biggie Smalls, I tip them. They're legends, you know. And these guys are arguably legends. It's just these tier lists are very fucking tough, and I do want to touch on Logic a little bit because he doesn't get enough credit. I think, even though he's like pretty big and shit like that, I think he doesn't get enough credit because people call him corny and shit. But he can spit, you know. He's not just like half-assing his rap and shit like that. He's really fucking spitting. And if you guys can't see through the corniness and give him the props, then that's on you. You know what I mean? You try to make a song and do that shit. Uh, Jay-Z, I could put him at legend, but there is some bias coming in this, like some biased view take and shit, and I put him at amazing. I think Jay-Z's really good, and I've heard that he like freestyles a lot of his shit, which is very, very tippable. Um, but that's what it is. Lil Uzi Vert, I rather put him above Ice Spice. That was one of the takes there. I don't really need to go too much into that. I just don't know too many songs of Ice Spice. I know more of Lil Uzi Vert, but like this is where I'd probably put Lil Uzi Vert. And Ice Spice, I guarantee you could show me one or two songs that I actually probably like. This kind of goes hard, but maybe not. You know what I mean? I don't think she's mediocre. It's hard to call anything mediocre or trash because, like, here, 1 second. I really just got PTSD. Yep. See that? Come on. Focus. Focus, please. Focus. There we go. We got it back. Please just stay focused. Anyway, sorry about that. Where was I? But anyway, yeah, I feel bad if I throw anybody in here because art is an expression. It's like, yeah, you can say like who's more skilled in like hip hop because it is competitive and shit like that. But like none of the people on here are gonna be absolutely trash. I mean, there might be a couple, you know, but for the most part, probably not. All right, let's go back to here. Oh yeah, we're good. Um, let's see here. Playboy Cardi. I actually listened to his newest album quite a bit. Hmm. I have to be real on my take though. I think it's this, but his album is pretty good. You know what I mean? I just think I've seen him in better lights, I think. You know what I mean? And I think he did a feature on Earthquake on Tyler the Creator's thing, and when he hit that, he fit the vibe and shit. Like I know this motherfucker's talented as fuck. And his album, like there is songs I really fucking like on here. But it's probably one or two of them, you know? Or maybe I need to listen more. I would love to put him here, but we're gonna leave him there. I don't know. What do you guys think? You know? I think this is decent so far. If you're wondering about this, I mentioned that I should know her, Him, I do know a little bit, but not enough, and I should know that. Obviously, I got to do more, homework. But you show me a song of his that's like probably like really big, I know it. I know who Method Man is, but not to the extent that I should as a fellow artist. I should probably do my homework a little bit more, which I do. I've dove deep into hip hop and shit. It's just, there's a lot of them out there, especially like I'm not just gonna go. I want to like pay the respect and stuff for history and shit like that, but honestly, it's not the my first go-to listen. You know what I mean? It is usually for like researching purposes when I go back to that. But I do like a lot of shit. Like Biggie, I had somebody send me a song that he's on the other day actually, and the motherfucking guy killed the shit, dude. Like he killed that verse. And obviously we know Biggie, like all the really poppin' songs and shit like that. Everybody knows who he is. Tyler the Creator, he's gonna be a legend. You know what I mean? He is a legend. Um, and I think the world's starting to figure that out too, because you just got to go look at monthly listeners on Spotify, dude. The guy's killing it. He is. Soldier Boy, I know more than one or two songs by him. I do think he does fit this mostly. It's just hard to say. Mostly good's a stretch. I think that if we're judging him off that, like when he first came out, um, he had a lot of them, you know, like Kiss Me Through the Phone and blah blah blah, and the dance. Well, I can't think of the name, but like there's other ones too. But I'm going to put him here because I do think a lot of his shit's trash, and that's just being honest. But like I don't like to call art trash, and that's his perspective. I didn't live the life that he lived. I didn't, like that's why I'm not gonna call it that. I just think rap skill wise, not that good. You know what I mean? On certain things, I've heard a lot that are just like, just not the shit that I'm gonna listen to at all. You know what I mean? It's just not that good. Like his worst shit, I would say right here, and these dudes' worst shit is not gonna hit that low. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I'm trying to say. But he had a hell of a run. You know, Central C. I don't know that guy. Macklemore. I'm gonna put him there because he does have some bops, thrift shop shit like that. And I listen to other shit that's not so big, and he still is kind of spitting. It's just not my thing. Gunna. I don't know enough to really judge Gunna, and sorry about that. If I'm uncultured, so be it. Fabulous. He had some bops, but I think he goes here. Same with him. Even though these guys are fucking amazing, you know. Hmm. This right here is like a big part of my childhood. I wouldn't say a huge inspiration by any means. These two maybe, but definitely like nostalgic if I go back and listen to that shit. We're gonna check here. We're looking good. All right. Lil Dicky. He is an amazing rapper. He is. I want to put him here, but it's just being too hard on him. What do I do here, man? Lil Dicky is up there though. I'm not gonna lie. He might be trolly, his name, his brand, he has that show and all that. But you ever hear that sway freestyle by him? That's nuts. You know what I mean? Bars. Rick Ross. Hmm. I do want to say this, but like he is at the tipping point where I've heard more bops. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna throw these guys up here because I have to. You know, like I I don't know. These guys mean more to me than Rick Ross does. But Rick Ross, I've heard him kill some features. He has some really good songs out there. Kanye, that's a legend. You know, kind of controversial. Yeah. Yeah. Um. hmm, I see what they did here. I see what they did here. Yay. Let's just go. Sorry. I just don't want to waste another video. That's the problem. If that shit goes blurry the whole time or the audio's not working, then yeah. But yay. I think this is the one that is like super controversial, you know? But I see what they did here. You know what I mean? Oh, that's tough. I don't know this guy, you know what I mean? I was gonna say some out of pocket shit right there, but I'm gonna hold it in because I don't know what I can get away with. But I do enjoy comedy, and those motherfuckers do like push the limits, and I did have something there. And I hate letting you in on that because now you're wondering what I'm thinking. I want to do it, but I don't want to do that too, you know. Uh, Eventually, maybe we'll get more out of pocket type shit from me. Kid Leroy, he is amazing actually. He's really talented, super good. Very, very good. X, that's a legend. Easy. Tyga, mostly good, but like Playboy Cardi needs to be up because that guy's talented as fuck. And Tyga's talented too, but it's just like I'm fighting nostalgia and just like looking at the craft at the same time too. Quavo, I'm gonna actually put him here. You know, same with Migos, obviously that just goes hand in hand. Coolio, hmm, I'm throwing him here because yes, some bops, but no, do I listen to them regularly or like anything like that? Not that I listen to some of these guys on the regular, but yeah, he's good. Like, we're moving on. We're moving on. I'm gonna leave him there. There has to be like I'm the one doing the video, so there has to be some type of bias, you know, going on too. Post Malone, legend. Meek Mill, he actually does have some shit out there. Lil Wayne, legend. Common Sense, don't know him. 6ix9ine, I do think he's brilliant, and here's why. And I don't like any of his songs, so, and that's true. I mean, maybe there is one you could show me though. Maybe I, maybe I do put him there. I just haven't dug into the music too much, but from what I've heard, and he had that run there, you know, so everybody heard him. Just was not my thing. It's not my type of music, but he is a genius in a way of marketing. I mean, look at the guy. In today's age, people see this shit and they automatically click his TikToks or his videos or anything like that. You know what I mean? He's sticking out. First impression, law of attraction, all that kind of shit. Just fucking boom. Right there. There's a reason why he got got a lot of fame and shit. And not only that, but how he worked the media and all that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. Jack Harlow, he's amazing for sure. Meg the Stallion. Yeah, she goes there. Tory Lanez, he's amazing. B.O.B. think he has to go there. I love B.O.B. But you know how we do it. Ice Cube. Ice Cube is going down as a legend when it's all said and done for sure. And he's already a legend. So Tupac, he's already a legend. Like these are default, you know. KSI, um, I believe he's a rapper based out of the UK. He owns Prime with Logan Paul. I think he's actually decent. You know what I mean? He's not what I'm gonna listen to, so I actually am putting him here. But I have heard some stuff, and I can give him the like. By the way, if they're in this tier, this is not by any means bad. You don't want to be here from me, okay? If I do that to you, then then yeah, it, you know, Lizzo, MF Doom. Actually, MF is actually a fucking legend. Chance, amazing. But I actually am a big fan, so I'm putting him as a legend. DMX, straight up legend. Don Toliver, I'm putting him at amazing because like he just hits, you know. He has that vibe and like kind of in that Travis Scott realm, but like he's doing it in a different way, and it's nuts. Like when I'm ready to turn up and get lit and shit, I'm gonna listen to him. Flow Rida. I wouldn't say amazing, but mostly good. But like a lot of these people are gonna be nostalgic people. Like Flow Rida's like that. He actually had a lot of good fucking songs, you know. Rod Wave, heard of him, but can't really speak on him. Lil Yachty, I'll put him there. Cameron, I'm going to put him. It just sucks. No way in in the ideal tier list, these two aren't next to each other in my opinion. But that's where I have to fit them because this is such a broad type of tier, um, and that's kind of how it has to be, you know. Same with like Migos and shit like that. Maybe I do throw. Maybe I just go rogue. Just start sending people in mediocre and trash. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do that. Nah, it's just too tough because I don't actually think it's trash. I think art is art. But like, if I'm gonna judge it, you know what? I'm a lyricist to an extent too. If I'm gonna judge it off lyrics and shit like that too, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna put um him down, but we're gonna leave Migos up. I think that's justice. I do think he's a genius, but I don't like his music. You know what I mean? But we'll put him there. Actually, you know what? We're throwing him in trash. Sorry, dude. You know what I mean? If that ever bites me in the butt, then that really fucking sucks, but it is what it is. ASAP Rocky, he's a legend. If you guys know his come up, it's pretty sick. Designer. But honestly, he does have that Timmy Turner song. That shit kind of bangs. We'll put him there. Wiz. See, this is where, you know, I might put him here, but I can't because he actually did come up with some amazing ass music, you know? But like lyrically and stuff like that, Wiz isn't anything super fucking crazy, but his performances and stuff like that are unreal and like he is very good at making certain melodies and the stoner vibe and shit like that is very good. There's not there's nobody else out there like Wiz, you know. Obviously, he isn't gonna out rap like Tyler the Creator, Kanye, X, Wayne, MF, Tupac. Well, that one's just like those are just a little bit too big of a generation gap anyway. But like Chance, ASAP, Juice WRLD, you know, he probably doesn't out rap them, but he has some amazing ass music. And some of these guys, I'm putting them up here. I like Wiz's music more than some of these guys, but some of these guys, you know, they just fucking spit. And that's what we want is some spitters. Childish Gambino, he's a legend, and I'm gonna tell you why. Uh, the album Awaken My Love, actually a top 5 album for me. Not gonna lie. So that's why he does get the legend status. If he doesn't come out with that album, he is not there. He might be here. I'm not kidding. He goes up to legend status from one fucking album. Doshi, um, I don't know too many yet. She's pretty new to me. But from what I've heard so far, like that anxiety song and what's the other one? The river song. You guys know what I'm talking about, but like that's so good. Both of them. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. DDG. I don't know. I've definitely seen the name. A lot of these names I've probably fucking seen, but. This guy is an absolute spitter. But I might need to dig deeper into the history a little bit more and actually go check him out. But like, he's definitely gonna get above that. But how many songs am I gonna just like fucking know? That's what I'm not sure of. I just know this guy can fucking spit. If I'm not mistaken, this guy um like isn't him and M close, like Eminem and shit? You know what I mean? Like, and if Eminem respects you, like you're probably pretty good. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I know I've listened to this guy, you know, freestyles and stuff like that, and pretty good. Joyner, this guy is actually, I'm gonna put him at amazing because he is just ridiculous. He even like he can rap a verse like normal, and then he can rap it backwards from word like actually it's like line to line backwards, but it still fits the song, and it's like two different songs on one beat, and rapping it forward or backwards, both fucking kills it. You know what I mean? Trippy Red. Trippy is up there. I mean, reminds me of my boy X. X the legend up here. And I like, you could tell like SoundCloud all over them. You know what I mean? Like SoundCloud type era, which that era was something else. But you know what? True ones came out of it. Like these two right here. Busta Rhymes. He's amazing, but I'm gonna put him here. But he is really good. But I don't think like if you rap fast, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best rapper. I think what you're saying and lyrics actually mean a whole lot more, and delivery and shit like that. But when you're saying good shit like Busta did, he used to say like really good fucking bars and rap fast. So he gets a double whammy. We're actually gonna put him at amazing. He is really, really good. And this ear fucking itches today, so sorry. Dax, this guy is actually nuts. He does hold up with like a lot of these rappers. He does. He's not a legend, but I mean, like he has like just bars, and his delivery is nuts. Just reminds me of an old school rapper, like super confident, just fucking lays it out there, and it's so on point, you know. Very hard to hate on. This is I know he's a legend, but I don't know enough. Roddy Rich, same thing. Huge name, but we're gonna put him down here. The baby, I actually don't like the baby at all. So we're gonna put him there. Sorry, hot take. If you like the baby, I'm sorry. You know. Kid Cudi. He's a motherfucking legend. Man, my ear really itches. I might have had like gluten or something. Gluten really fucks me up. I have a gluten allergy. Um, 50 Cent. He could be at any one of these tiers, these top three, and you just gotta pick your argument. So in that case, I'll put him here. You know, T Grizzly. That's a fucking GTA server on roleplay. Um, yeah, I guess I don't know. Pitbull. I'll put him here, and I do think he's good and talented. Um, so I do think he's good and talented, but the song Fireball makes me want to put him down here. And it's not, I just, sometimes you just don't, like some people just hate on LeBron, some people hate on Michael Jordan, some people just hate to hate. That's kind of me just being a hater. But also, that song, I'm just, I got so sick of that shit. It was always on the radio, forced down our fucking throat. And there's definitely better shit out there, you know what I mean? Nikki, come on now. She is actually amazing to me anyway. Um, Joey Badass, amazing. If you guys haven't seen it yet, Joey Badass, Absol, and Big Sean came out with like some kind of like freestyle, just kind of fun, bringing that competitive rap type shit back. And I think Red Bull posted the video, so you might have to go there to find it. But just type in Joey Badass, Absol, and Big Sean, and it's gonna pop up. And that's what I hope rap comes back to. You know what I mean? I think these guys could be pioneers to bring that shit back. And I think people in this world are like starting to come back around, you know? Like we really fell into some a dumb music type of trap. Not me, but like we as a whole, I think as a community, if we're talking like that. We all just kind of fell into like where yeah. So I don't know why this issue's been happening, but I finished this whole tier list The audio cut out again in the video. I think it's because when I'm talking for a while, I don't know if my headset or what it is like registering that I'm using it, so then it just shuts off automatically. I have no clue what that is, but I'm gonna figure out that issue so we can avoid this in the future because I'm spending a lot of time just like having to redo what I just did. And most of the time the first take is always the best and you can't manufacture that again, and that's what it is. So I'm kind of bummed out for sure. Very bummed out. Um, so here's the tier list. I'll let you guys look that over. I did some talking about it, and like I said, I could do surgery to this, and I would like this in other ways for sure. I could easily just. The thing is, I need to have like when I do these things, I need to have like something. What's the word? I need to have a direction of where I'm going and how I'm, you know, grading these things in the tier list because what I'm doing is like taking into factor, oh, I love this fucking album. Oh, I like these melodies. Oh, I like these bars, blah blah blah. And if you do it like that, you are gonna have a huge fucking blend of mixtures, and a lot of them can go either way. And then you just find yourself just throwing them somewhere, and it's tough to even know how this is graded. So I think in the future, if I do this, I'll just go strictly fucking bars, strictly melodies, stuff like that. That'll help me have a direction of like actually grading them properly. But I am pretty happy with this list, although like I said, I could easily do surgery to it and change some stuff around. But for a video doing this off the top, I think not a bad tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm fucking like my takes are just faded. Maybe like you have a better um maybe you see somebody that doesn't belong somewhere or something. Just let me know in the comments. And you guys have a good one. Sorry about the video. I will do better next time. And I love you. Have a good one.